Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Very good.
I don't know, you could get anything.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And to you.
How's everyone doing today?
Fine.
Fine,
Unbelievable.
as always.
Talking to somebody.
What size for these?
You want to close the door?
Weighs about 155 pounds, 160 pounds.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm helping Ted get on.
Oh, you're such a princess. I take back half of what he said about you last time we chatted.
Oh,
Hey, I've been
Good to
trying to
see
do
you.
this.
you don't have to shout.
I've been trying to do this for 3 months.
We missed you last week, my friend. I'm sorry I left you in the waiting room till you almost died. I'm sorry. I'm paying more attention this time. Dee was trying to get in. Let's see.
Turn his camera down.
Everybody's up here.
Yeah, I know.
Can't see Ted's face.
Hey, Rick, can you just do away with the host room and then people
Volume-
just
the
come on
volume.
board, or did you want to keep the
It's
host
right.
room?
It's right here.
There, you have to use the waiting room now. They have a code. All Zoom meetings are no automatic entry anymore. It's a new policy that they've gotten. You
Oh,
have
okay.
you have to be admitted by the host.
Oh, okay, because we're gonna try one on next month for our group,
Yes, I got it.
where we're having our board meeting before and then the members meeting afterwards, and so hopefully they'll be able to sign on and just put the passcode in that'll let them in, but we'll see if that works or not.
Check out the, have your moderator check out the breakout rooms. You can set up a breakout room and invite just the officers and directors. And then after the meeting, you guys can just go to the breakout room and nobody else can follow you.
Okay.
I'm still
Hi,
getting the hang of all
Diva.
this.
Hi, Miss Mary. How are you?
Cool. I love all the people behind you. You're just always with so many people, you know?
Well, you almost can't see them because of all of her beautiful hair.
Santa Carrie.
Oh, I thought it was.
Hey,
I love your hat.
Thank you. It was my
Yeah,
dad. My
covers a
dad went
bunch of them,
shopping
too.
with me today.
Oh,
You know,
that's
my dad
cool.
passed away, so he
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
shopping with me today.
So, Rick, before we start the meeting, I did not make a copy of the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance because I don't have one handy.
Yeah, hang on. Just yell chat while I bring one up. Hang
You want me to bring in a little flag?
Terrible, but better.
I have one on my head.
on.
I can see the stars.
Three.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Way love it.
Yeah, Carrie's looking good. I can't count
Hi,
50.
Santa James.
You need somebody with a pirate flag.
Lauren and Diana.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh,
Bored.
somewhat bored.
Bored?
Bored. We don't do much.
Bob has a flag.
No, Bob's ready. Okay.
Hey,
So by the computer, it's 11:03. If we can begin the meeting. So we will call the meeting to order at 11:03, now 11:04, and we will pledge allegiance to the flag. Are we ready?
Yeah, ready.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the
to the
flag
flag
Of
of
the
the
United States
States
of America
and
And to the
Republic
republic
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under
under
God,
God,
Indivisible, with
with
liberty and justice for all.
for all. Hooah.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for being here, and hopefully everything in your life and your world is good. As
It's
good.
upside down.
Sir?
It's upside down.
What's upside down?
Everything in my world.
Can you, are you on your phone?
No?
You're on your computer?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how to turn that.
Forehead.
We can't see your face, Ted.
Yeah, we just
Well,
got
I don't know, I'm here.
forehead.
He's saying
Oh,
he
you
sees
can
us
see
all
my
upside
forehead,
down.
huh?
You gotta
Yep.
bring your camera
Yeah.
down a little.
Yeah, okay.
You've got it
If
back.
you have a phone book, you can sit on that.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
got it
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't need a potty chair.
You're supposed to-
Okay, so if this is our meeting,
They can see me.
it looks like Marianne from San Diego chapter is a guest. I don't know, did we ever get you to join, Marianne?
No.
Okay, well, welcome to our meeting.
I was gonna say, what happened to my screen? It's Rick putting a
Well, I think Rick has put up the meeting
agenda.
for today, just in case people had not looked at the email that this came under. So,
Through.
okay,
Well, they should have got notification.
okay.
All right, we're still being joined. Still more joining. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Rick, can you
So you guys
scroll
can
down
see
a
the
little
agenda?
bit? Yes, can you scroll down a bit?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Zoom in too. Control
Spread
zoom.
it out.
There we go.
Now we
All
can-
the blind folks.
Oh,
I don't need it that big.
pretty good.
I thought it was falling.
You know, even God can't please everybody. The farmer prays for rain and the golfer curses when it falls.
I thought you only had to please me, Rick. That's what I thought.
Well, you can see Diva's right here. You know you got to be number
Oh,
two.
I'm sorry. I thought you only had to please Diva and me.
Okay, that's more true. That's more accurate. Hi, Gretchen in the background. I love you.
Love you too.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Please carry on.
Okay. So if Marianne's our only guest, we'll move on to a sunshine report. Do we have a report for birthdays?
I don't see Debbie, so Diva, why don't you call for it? Sing happy birthday. Diva, why don't you call for it? Sing happy birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Oh,
You know, you
Favorite part
sounded
of the
wonderful,
meeting.
but the rest of it,
You know what?
Who got green balls up by their head?
Birthday.
I'm going to lift all of those from all of our meetings and just string them together in a video one day. B-roll of all of us singing on Zoom.
Okay. So,
There's an echo, babe.
minutes. So
Is that Miss Rita?
if everybody had received this email, has everybody viewed it? Or
Say again, Jim.
Well, it was my birthday this month, so thanks for the birthday.
Hey, Rick, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jim.
Okay, 'cause I hear a lot of garble in mine right now. So
Yeah, it's not you. I'm trying to figure out which microphone it is and mute them.
Rick,
I
why
think
don't you
it's
just have
yours here.
everybody mute their mics?
you mute everybody except
I'm
Jim.
sure you tested that.
If everybody mutes their mic, then they can speak if they have something to say.
Hey, Rick, try muting everybody and doing roll call and having them unmute.
Okay, so if everybody can hear me, I'm going to hope that everybody has read the minutes from this time frame. So I'm going to ask for a motion to accept the minutes.
It's really hard to hear whoever's talking because it's just a lot of static. I don't know
I
if
believe-
that person's mic.
I believe that it's Fred. I believe that it's Fred whose mic is on.
It's actually, I believe it's Frida. Fred's is muted.
Can you mute Frida?
What are you playing around with it for?
Okay, Jim, give it a shot.
Okay, if everybody has, you should have gotten the minutes for last month's meetings. So at this point, I'm gonna ask if there's any. I don't hear anything.
Bob, you're great.
No,
Bob, you're
you're-
muted.
Jim, you're,
Move to accept the minutes as distributed.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, minutes accepted. Okay, so we're into old business. So it's pretty much like last month is the planning committee for reunion. I don't know, reunion 27 for 2021. So it's probably the same as last time. So if we could get Santa Bob.
Say again, I can't turn up my volume when the screen is open. Say again, Jim?
Okay, if we could get a report for reunion 21 or 27 for 2020.
Oh, okay. Well, Knott's Berry Farm Hotel has opened and has contacted us. Basically, they don't know anything more than we do. They understand that we will not be able to make the commitment that we originally have, and they're more than willing to work with us, but we don't know anything more than we knew before, other than the fact that they recognize that we have this thing going on, and nobody knows where we go from here.
Okay. So,
Rick, you got
Pretty much
anything
where we
to
thought,
add to
which
that?
is pretty much where we thought we were have been recently all along. But it's nice to have confirmation from the other side of the contract that, you know, they're not going to play hammer and anvil with us, and they're going to wait,
But I can't
await
turn-
developments just as we are having to do.
I have a question. Have we looked at the possibility of maybe moving this to June? I don't want to throw a wrench into the, into the works, but I mean, it just seems to make a lot of sense to just postpone it for, or maybe, for quite a, for several months anyway.
I think we ought to wait until that happens.
I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the idea that Rick and Bob had before, that if you can't do it, maybe just have a luncheon. If Knott's Berry Farm Hotel can accommodate for a luncheon, just go to a luncheon next year and then switch back over in 2022 back to a 3-day event. Everybody will be ready for it by then.
Here's my thought about a luncheon. If you're going to have a luncheon, you may as well get together for the whole weekend, because you're going to be unsafe for the luncheon. You're going to be unsafe for the whole weekend.
I'm sorry, Jim. I'm trying to recognize protocol
yeah, I
here.
agree, Jim, Santa.
Rick, could you put the other screen, get the minutes off? I would need to turn up my volume, and I can't with this screen up. Thank you.
We can hear you
Okay,
better now.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to jump in here. Oh, Fred was trying to say something. Fred?
No, I wasn't trying to say anything. I was just raising my hand in
Oh, okay.
agreement.
Well, to directly answer your question, Bob, yes, we have on several occasions explored this option, and we we really haven't made a decision until, you know, the plates are still spinning and nobody really knows. I'm going to have to, whoever's on the phone here, I'm going to have to put you back in the waiting room because you're the echo in this room. Hang on. All right. Listen, but as we were saying, the concept of social distancing for a single meal seems conceivable. We can take the entire mezzanine area of the ballroom, and I mean the entire ballroom on the mezzanine floor and Knott's Berry Farm, and put 100 tables in there if we have to, and spread, you know, put 3 or 4 people to a table, and maintain social distancing that way. I don't see it as impossible to maintain social distancing for a meal. It does border on the impossible to maintain social distancing for 72 hours.
It's still indoors and they don't allow it.
We don't know what public health conditions will prevail in another 3 months. Again, like we've said every month for the past 8 months, looking around the world, who would have believed that the richest and most powerful nation on earth would still be getting worse 8 months after this pandemic began? Things are still getting worse. And there's no way to predict what's going to be extant in 4 months because a third of the country is trying to kill the other 2/3.
What are the implications of us moving this back to like May or June?
Even July, Christmas.
I will fight as hard as I can to at least hold some event on the final weekend of January, if at all possible, simply to maintain the coming up on 30 years continuity of this, you know, event. I want to maintain it if we can. Now, having another event later in the year, we have a joint chapter picnic in June almost every year, so there's no reason why that can't be expanded and, you know, invite more Santas from further out. I mean, of course, none of us have any predilections against having a large meeting in June. My concern is maintaining the historic thread. So I want to have something on the last weekend, if at all possible.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that tradition.
Yeah, actually, this reunion, our reunion is considered the birthday of the modern professional Santa world. Every organization, every school, every academy, almost every vendor, and from reindeer ranchers to custom costumers, everybody can trace their roots back to the final weekend of January 1995, when the 10 founders met for the first time. At the time, it was just a whimsical thing get together, but over the next few years, it grew very rapidly. And fast forward 10 years, and we're on every network every news network in the country with our 2016 Discover Santa reunion in Branson. And at that point, everything started to blow up. So yeah, that reunion to me is sacred. We have twice taken a hard stand to maintain the continuity of the reunion in the face of efforts to move it or cancel it. And both times we have come down hard on this side of the reunion, and here we are. We still exist, and so does it.
Oh.
Well said, Rick.
Back to the agenda, Mr. President. Where are we?
Okay, unanimous vote, 2021 Santas of the OC dues suspended. So with the dues being suspended for any Santa renewals for the insurance purposes, what is happening?
Basically, it's as simple as the 2020 membership renewal season goes on, but dues have been suspended. Anyone who had previously paid the dues for 2021 will receive full credit until 2022 renewal season begins. Any new applicant henceforth paying dues in conjunction with their new application, we will accept those dues, but again, credit them full credit until the 2022 renewal season begins. And everybody else need only renew their membership, their registration form if their personal information has changed. That would be all that's required for a member in good standing to renew themselves this year. Of course, you still have access to your insurance. I don't know if this is as good a time as any to jump into that topic, but Bob reported to the board that the Karcher Campbell has renewed or has offered to renew our insurance with a $5 per member or associate increase in order to increase the base coverage to an amount that, who is it? Bass Pro, I believe. Bass Pro is the national firm that has raised their minimum insurance requirements, and in order for our Santas to qualify for that new Bass Pro minimum, Karcher Campbell has rewritten their policy, and as a result, our individual premiums will be going up by $5. The other thing Bob wanted to address with the board was a reminder that we pay a $2,000 performance bond to Karcher Campbell at the beginning of our insurance season every year. That bond is held in escrow until they have sold enough policies to our members to recoup their initial investment, their underwriting investment, and then they return that performance bond to us. That has never, we've never surrendered, we've never lost that bond so far, but as Bob pointed out to the board, this might be the year that so many Santas do not go to work and therefore do not need the insurance that we may not meet that minimum for the return of our performance bond. And Bob and I have reported to the board, all directors and officers seem to concur that we could handle that hit. If we did face a worst case scenario and we lost that $2,000 bond, Forbes would still be okay in spite of our ongoing dues amnesty. We have such financial resources in reserve that we could withstand both of those hits at the same time. Thank you to Bob and all of his careful husbandry of our resources over the years. Doff my cap to you, bro.
Do they keep you informed how close you are to hitting?
Oh, we still have a multi-$1,000 cushion. We're not in danger of insolvency for, if we hit the same problem next year, we would still be fine.
Oh, what I meant is if you were missing it by 2 members, I can give you 2 names.
Oh, right. Well, as I've told the board, Diva and I will still purchase our policy this year, if only for the one municipal event that we've already contracted for, and that is the City of Laguna Niguel. They have we've been doing them for like 11 years now. And this year they replaced the traditional tree lighting ceremony followed by separate Santa and Mrs. Claus sets, such that a crowd of 5,000 people can be processed for photos in a 3-hour period. But this year they've replaced all of that with a drive-through winter wonderland, which will end up with a close drive-by of Santa and Mrs. Claus on a separate set. So since we are going to do that event, I will need my my professional insurance, and that's going to be worth it to me.
Rick, with the 2,000 that Forbes has put down, are you looking at having at least 10 to 12 members sign up for the insurance to get that deposit back?
Bob?
I'm not sure what how much it costs for the insurance.
Well, if the insurance is like $280.
So you're looking at having at least 7 or 8 people sign up to get that $2,000 back then.
Well,
actually, it's closer to 180 plus 80 now, so it's 260.
Okay, but you're right. we don't need a large number to sign up in order to achieve that $2,000.
Okay.
Jim, if you can't see him, Fred's got his hand up.
Yeah, I didn't want to break in because everybody. Anyway, this is my first meeting with Forbes since this year, and I would like to sign up for the insurance. How do I do that? I forgot.
You go to the website and you click on benefits or.
Oh, okay, I got it. I remember now. All right, that's what I'll do. Thank you.
Okay.
So that's one out of 7.
I don't see anybody else in the waiting room. I just let somebody in.
Me.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Can
Camera
we
down
show
just a
every?
little bit. Okay, there we go.
Can
There I
we
am.
show everybody instead of reading this constantly?
Diva, I just admitted you again. Okay. I'm sorry for the interruption. Is Jim back in the meeting? Jim Long, are you here?
I'm here. I'm just hearing. So since you're talking about the insurances, with your latest memo that you sent out, email about the caveat for the insurance, can you just expound what that is, I guess would be the.
I'm not sure which message of mine you're referring to, but if you go ahead.
About your, the insurance and what it's going to do, and Kirshner's going to put that caveat about COVID-19. So,
Oh, there was a tag to the end of her, Jacqueline's email to us regarding the COVID-19. She was just reminding us and everybody that all professional liability insurance policies include a virus and bacteria exclusion. So this year is no different. Just because the pandemic is more pronounced makes no difference. It doesn't impact our policy at all because even that common cold wouldn't be covered.
Okay.
Is it still a $4 million policy?
It is, yes, $4 million per member or per insured, so your associate. There is a, never mind, that would only be confusing. Yes, it is a $4 million individual policy.
So it's still two-tier, 2 million and 4 million?
Right, there are 2 tiers, and we're presuming you're going to go with the upper tier. There's also a $2 million version, which is slightly less money at, what, $25
Right.
or less? I don't know, something like that.
175 and 200 before they
Yeah.
put their fees in. So,
And I believe it was with the extra $5, the new price is $179, just to keep things confusing and keep them from being an even number. I think the website is showing $179 now.
okay. So with that, I have on the agenda that Mary Ann has a brief pitch about the reunion books.
Jim, my understanding, according to what Jacqueline told us, San Diego has 7 books that people can purchase, but Bob Callahan also has 10 books that they can purchase from him also.
How much?
I was told by Jacqueline that Bob has 10 reunion books that people can purchase from him.
How much did it cost?
$25.
How do we get them?
Is Bob on the line or no?
Yes,
Bob's here.
yeah, they're $25 for the reunion book.
Did you want them to contact you?
That's fine. If you send me an email, I will send you a book.
Was
Sign
that Dave Gunther that asked the question or what?
Yes, it was Dave Gunther, yes.
Dave, did you not get, you were there for the whole, did you,
I
which,
did
which
not.
level did you buy? Did you go with the tour number 1 with the SIL tour or no?
No, I did not get the seal tour.
Okay, all right, so you would have to buy the book separately, okay.
And for once, it's not Bob holding on to the excess yearbooks. Bob, how many yearbooks you got stacked up in that garage now?
More than I care to have, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the yearbook is over, is the last note on the old business is the annual elections, usually February, March, and April. is on a hold because of the COVID-19. We didn't get to address it. So an assumption, hopefully without much of a embarrassment, would be that if things proceed where we can get a gathering, is elections could be held early next year. Is that a possibility?
Okay, addressing the elections issue, this is just going to be one more list with an asterisk next to 2020. This will be the year that we had to postpone elections because we could not execute our election protocols, our traditional election protocols. So I believe that once the lockdown is over and we can resume meetings, that we will agree on some kind of protocol to either reinitiate the slate by acclamation or offer a limited term election or whatever we decide to do. But for now, it doesn't seem that anybody's desperate to have the elections turn over the leadership right now. And I see that Bob Osterhout's been trying to get your attention, Jim. So I'm going to hand him back to you. And your mic is muted, Bob.
Yeah, when we were talking about the yearbooks, I wanted to tell everybody, let's see, it's blue. I don't know if I got a blue background.
You're using a blue screen.
I'm using a blue screen. So it's a very magical ornament. These are the ornaments from the Dana. And I've got like 7 of these from the Dana that were passed out. And they had a bunch left over, and somebody came up to me at the end of the convention and said, "Hey, do you want to take these? We're just going to toss them." So at any rate, so these are from Dana. If anybody wants ornaments, let me know.
And Mary and Jacqueline wanted to say thank you because that's one more box they won't have to keep in their garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. President.
So if we can move on to the new business side, is any Santas on a 3rd meeting to join our Orange County grouping? So Marianne, I don't know how many meetings you've attended.
A lot.
I just didn't know that we actually formally either asked her or she requested. So it's an.
I got to be honest with you. I think Marianne, I think Steve paid dues for both of them already. So
I
think she's on the roster.
If he hasn't, please let me know.
We were so happy to receive them too.
Okay, so with that, the second item for the 2020 dues amnesty would be just the background checks. So
right.
Along with, go ahead.
No, I was going to say on behalf of the membership committee, every member will, you know what, we should have addressed this already, but the committee is going to send a letter out to everybody on the renewal list and let them know that because of the dues amnesty, all they have to do is address their personal information for the roster. If it has changed, please inform us of that change. But they will still have access to the background check and to the insurance policy. Another discussion that the board of directors had in the face of the increase of the insurance policies was whether we thought that we would continue the policy presentation or the availability, but it's unanimous on the agreement on the board that we have an obligation to maintain the access to the privileges and benefits that the members were offered when they joined. So we'll pay the piper and keep the policies going. And of course, anybody wants a background check, we'll give them the link to that. We do not, I remind everyone that we do not have a public facing link to the background check. We are contractually obligated by IntelliCorp to certify the membership before we can give them access to the background check. So the background check link has to come from the membership committee. There is no place on the web that it is posted for the membership.
Okay, are there any questions about that part?
How much is the background check?
I believe it's still in the $21 neighborhood, Bob. I think I paid $21 last time.
Yeah, they charge some people more because some counties or states charge them more. But mostly right about $22, but we've had people that have hit as high as $30. That for whatever reason, whatever agency they were involved with was charging more money.
Well, that has to do with the our contract with them, or the background check that we have contracted for with them includes a state and county of residence criminal records check. Some municipalities charge database access fees. That is beyond the ken of Forbes or IntelliCorp. So if you are an applicant in one of those municipalities, then your background check is going to include those database access fees. There's nothing we can do about it. Some of them are quite exorbitant. I mean, we had a guy, I believe, from upstate New York who got hit with a $35 add-on from the county and a $35 add-on from the state. And we were able to help him out with another background check. Yes.
You don't need to get that every year, do you? Just every other year, the background check.
We only need it once. For Forbes to satisfy your membership requirements, the background check is once and done. To satisfy, if you purchase the insurance in any given year, you're going to need to renew your background check in order to activate the abuse and molestation rider. You can get the insurance without the rider, which means you can get the insurance without the background check. But if you're going to get the insurance, you need to renew your it's fiscally reasonable for you to renew your background check. And some employers require it. Your agent, your booker, your employer may require you to provide your own insurance as well.
Rick, can I just clarify that for myself?
Sure.
So if you buy the insurance, in order to get the child molestation added onto it, you buy the rider for $25 also.
Right. The insurance policy that you will receive will include the line abuse and molestation if background check is on file.
Okay.
And that's the reverse way of saying if you don't get it, you don't have that protection.
Well, you might
Fred's hand is up.
Are the background checks good for 2 years?
Again, for Forbes, the background check is once and done. Once we have a clean background check, you have satisfied our bylaws requirements for membership. How long that background check remains viable is between you and whoever's asking you to get it. Beyond our first time, our once and done, the only reason you need to get a new background check is either to certify the A&M rider on your insurance, or because your booker or agent is requiring you to cover yourself this year. That's much more common. I would say that the majority of our Santas every year now are being required by at least one customer to carry their own insurance policy, which is why our insurance always sells out.
Rick, I'm sorry, does Karcher require a background check every year to add that statement onto the insurance?
Yes, every year
Okay.
you get a new insurance policy, you will require a current
Background check.
Background check. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Bob, I don't think we've ever addressed with Karcher whether we would get them to extend the authorization for the background checks verification for even a single year. We have never addressed it with them, should we?
I guess we definitely could ask them what their criteria is, but you're right. I never had that conversation.
All right. We'll put that on our to-do list. Thanks, Marianne. She leads the San Diego chapter so well. It's spilling over into the Orange County chapter. Yes.
I just helped guide the San Diego chapter.
Right. Like Diva helps guide my life every day.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going into possibly a special presentation for Operation Friendly Cause. So,
Okay.
news.
Well, I tell you, strap in, guys. I hope you're all sitting down. Even since I put that on the agenda, things have begun to evolve considerably and rapidly. To give you guys a quick background, we began at the end of July preparing a letter to the CDC, the HHS, the NFID, and the ACIP to get Santas, whom we're referring to as frontline seasonal workers, to get them access to early access to the COVID-19 vaccine when it is initially available. This is a mirror effort to our 2009 successful campaign against H1N1, the swine flu, when we were able to get enough Santas inoculated early enough to provide for all of the major events and most of the private parties across the country. On August 2nd, we sent a letter to the 4 relevant agencies. They're basically all subordinate to the HHS, so we started at the top and hit a number of personnel on the way down. And on the 26th of August, I was invited to address the Advisory Council for Immunization Policies, the people who are actually going to determine the order of distribution for the COVID-19 vaccine when it's available. My presentation to them was such that the Undersecretary for HHS called me 2 days later. His office contacted me 2 days later and urgently requested a meeting. A series of meetings began at that point, and at the last I spoke with the Undersecretary, we were on track to be given access to the Tier 1B access to the first COVID-19 vaccine that would be made available. Tier 1A is emergency and medical frontline people. Tier 1B would be everybody right behind that. So we were asking for Tier 1B access, and they had agreed to give it to us in exchange for our participation in a PR campaign, a 35-city PR campaign, to launch Operation Warp Speed when the vaccine was approved, and to urge as many people in America to get the vaccine as soon as possible to maximize its utility to the general population during the Christmas season. Now, that's where we were on Wednesday of this week, when the secretary that I'd been speaking to asked for and received a mental health leave because of a scandal that had erupted around him over the preceding 72 hours. I won't go into a lot of details, but we don't yet know who will be replacing him. So I have redirected our attempt, and we're trying to open a channel of communications with the Principal Deputy Assistant for Public Health Affairs, Secretary Bill Hurd. We're trying to get him to connect with us so we can see if there is any moving forward with our original plans, or if they will honor the Secretary's prior commitment to getting frontline seasonal workers early access to the COVID-19. We do not have a position from the department on either of those questions. So right now the plate is spinning hard, and I'm an optimist. I'm a sleigh half full kind of guy. So I'm going to assume that we will be able to move forward with the COVID-19 vaccine access, even if Operation Warp Speed decides to dump the 35-city campaign. Anyway, I'm hopeful. That's basically where we stand right now. Last series of letters and emails went out Friday afternoon, and I have not yet heard any response from any official response from the government. That's where it stands. I await your questions and comments.
Okay, thank you. One thing that I forgot to ask while we were on the new business is, I think I've mentioned to you and possibly Bob that I'm not computer savvy in the way of our Forbes job board or the vendors board. So just last week, I got a lady requesting a Santa, and she gave me her name and her email only, did not say a date or time or a location or how many in attendance. So I guess I need to look at the job board and see what it is. I have to become familiar with either adding those type of requests for other Santas to look at and see if they can either add a job or help somebody else out. So
whichever path you choose at this fork, I will help you. I'll either help you learn better use of the social networking, or I'll just post the events for you. That's whatever's easiest for you.
Okay, yeah, just I don't know how many other people out there are like me and the non-tech savvy in the current meeting.
I do. I know exactly how tech savvy our demographic is.
Okay, yeah, so when I get these requests, I will get with you one way or the other. But at the same time, I don't think it's a Santa job related, but I had a person from somewhere up in LA Times ask if they could interview, and they didn't say paper, phone, or video, Santas about Santa and Christmas. So I don't know if anybody else is getting those kind of, I don't want to say oddball requests, but just any kind of external inquiry.
Oh, sure. We get media requests all the time. This week alone, I've done interviews with Bloomberg, New York Times, and Wall Street Journal. As an elected officer, you have the right to represent the chapter if you want. If you want to concede to those requests for interviews, please feel free. If you want to pass them up the chain to the national representation, that's also appropriate. It's entirely up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Bob interviews very well, by the way. Bob does a great interview.
Okay. So go ahead.
I had a question about what you were talking about, the vaccine and all.
Yes.
If they honor the request by the undersecretary that was removed, what does the 35 city campaign entail?
Well, that was his
video
proposal. No, it would be live. Basically, what they were proposing was a simultaneous rollout in 35 of the most major media markets, at each of which we were to provide at least one professional clause or couple in costume and character. And some of them we were discussing the possibility of a bunch of Santas showing up at the same time. But those details were those were the details we were negotiating over the last 10 days. And it was on day 7 of those last 10 days that he took his leave. And right now that plate is wobbling and I don't know. Bob's hand is up.
Yeah, in that conversation, didn't they also ask you if you would be willing to open your cape and roll up your sleeve and let them vaccinate you on public media?
Absolutely. And I told him that some of us would have costumes that would allow that. Yes.
Along with some sports figures.
NBA, NFL, yes. Yeah. And a number of celebrities as well.
Is this something, I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, is this something that they were willing to pay for the Santa to get there, or something the Santa would have to pay for themselves?
No, we never discussed compensation or even recognition, to be honest with you. We were offering pro bono, a professional Santa to appear pro bono for any media appearance. And not only for that one-day rollout, we were also basically guaranteeing a well-spoken professional Santa for any media conversation that they wanted for the duration of OWS.
Thank you.
Jim, Bob?
On a different note, I've worked at South Coast Plaza for many years, and they are going to have Santa. It's going to be inside a plexiglass booth, but you know, so many places are doing sets without Santa. Why it's nice that the plaza has spent the money that they're going to they're going to have Santa with a plexiglass in between him and the child.
Who was it that told us about, I can't remember who mentioned it, I want to because they want to track this source down. But somebody told us about a mall or shopping center that has replaced their normal Santa set with a Santa has been trapped by accident in a snow globe. And that was one of the scenarios that I described to the Wall Street Journal, and they went nuts over that. They want us to track down where that is taking place so they can send a crew out. Does anybody know?
No, I haven't heard.
All right. I'll put it online and see if any of our professional Santas, I think it might have been Tim Conahan or Ed Taylor that made that reference to me. So we'll see.
That makes sense.
I also saw something about some malls maybe putting up a barrier 6 feet away from Santa, and they position the children so that Santa's right in the middle of them.
Yeah, that's what Bob was saying South Coast is doing this year. They're going to they're going to segregate Santa physically with a barrier, but such that it will still allow photos.
Well, I wasn't talking about the plexiglass thing. I was talking about just a distance thing.
Oh, I see. Different rooms. Yes, that is an alternative. They're photographing the guests and the talent separately and blending them electronically, digitally. Yeah.
And they would miss the Santa experience, really. They get a photo, but they don't get to tell Santa what they want for Christmas.
You know what, Bob? You're absolutely right. Of course, the experience for the child is slightly different than the adults accompanying that child, and I agree with you that it is ideal for Santa to be able to hug and sit them on the knee and talk to them face to face. All of that is extremely valuable. But doing something less than that, but still better than no Christmas at all, I think is our option, is our only option this year.
There's no choice. It has to be done.
They can
Period.
always, what do you call it? Put plastic and then seal Santa up in plastic, you know, so he can move around with just a breathing device.
Yeah.
Santa's safe that way. Just have a breathing apparatus, you know, attached to his mouth.
Yeah, I know you laugh, Rick, but I was online just today, and they actually have a suit similar to what you just described. And it's clear so that they'll see your Santa suit.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I didn't buy it, but
Whatever works to stop this stuff from continuing on. And
Well-
Santa is exposed to so many people
Yes.
on a monthly, out of the year basis that it would be the worst thing. There are people that would suffer and die, and it should not be on our heads. It should not be on any of your heads either.
Especially if they have to come home to their other halves or whatever else. You know, you're also
Exactly.
you're
I've already
compromising them.
lost my dad this year. I'm not going to lose my mom because of me being stupid and bringing that here. It's not going to happen.
Just kick Rick out of the house and let him do it and just bring you back the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a credit card all my own. She gets my money anyway. Look, this is my fallback position. If all else fails and I have to appear somewhere, but social protocols don't allow me to do it without a mask, this is my mask this year.
Oh.
What is that? Is that one of those shields?
It's a face shield
Uh-huh.
that has been trimmed in fur.
There you go.
And my hat, my Santa hat covers up the top.
And then your beard will come out underneath it.
Yeah, and my
Yeah.
beard shows below it. Actually, it makes my beard look splendiferous. But I hope I don't have to use this. This is just an alternative that I will have available for the clients if they insist.
Rick, how long could you actually wear that?
This is just a normal face shield, which I use shopping, all day long. It's just a
Right, but
regular
with the-
face shield.
With the fur around it, doesn't it kind of seal it up so that, I
Yeah,
would
there is. I
10
think
minutes in, I would have sweat running off my nose. That's all I'm thinking.
Okay, I would have to lower it. Hang on, let me get rid of it.
You haven't had that experience.
I didn't know you were bald under that.
That's not why you're having to buy less shampoo.
There you go. Sure.
No, because mine's grown.
Does that fog up on you?
Father.
Rick, does that fog up on you?
I have not noticed it fogging up at all. No. It's obviously going to interfere with pictures. I've tested it with just my handheld flash, and
There's a
I
glare.
have to practice with positioning my head to keep the glare from showing up in the pictures. But, like somebody said, if we do come up with some kind of accommodation like this, the very uniqueness of this Santa photo will make sure it gets into the family's the family album. They will always want to have the picture of the year Santa had to wear a mask or a shield or social distancing or whatever. This is going to be another one of those asterisk years.
Aquaman Santa, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Are you using that face shield instead of a mask or in combination with it?
Right.
Instead of.
Oh, he didn't hear it.
Okay, I think we're just down to the part where there could be an open floor, maybe quick. If not, we would go for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
No, Bob still has his hand up. Bob Osterhout.
Yeah, when you were showing your shield, I just ordered from Z Shields. They have it's like an upside down face shield. So it fits around your neck instead of your forehead. And it has a little post that comes out like right in the middle of your beard. And it wraps all the way around to your ears. And it folds down it folds up and down. So it makes a real nice seal on the bottom. And I just ordered a couple yesterday. They're on sale right now. So from Z Shields.
Well, I've seen a number of those dog collars, and the one thing that I have decided against using them, the one factor that made me decide against them, is my beard. There's no there's no upside down shield that doesn't cover my beard. And with my face shield, my beard just flows out from under it.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to be, what I'm going to do, that they do have, of course, a little bit of plastic here. Of course, yours has got fur down here. And of course, you could cover that with fur. It only comes in black right now. So I'm just going to spray paint it white. But what was nice about this one is that it would fit fairly snug on the beard, and it wraps all the way around to your ears. So, and I'm either going to paint or fur on the little piece of plastic on the bottom.
Can your beard hang out of that or no?
Yeah, it has like a post in the middle. One little post that comes out and it hinges. I don't know, it kind of hinges on that. So it's got one little post that comes in the middle here, and I don't think that'd be, a terrible issue. I'll let you guys know next month. I'll show
The one thing that was pointed out on a call that I was on about exactly what you're describing is that the child, provided that we even get one on our lap, is normally below, just a little below you. So something coming down this way doesn't cover you from something coming up. So the kid, it's coming up, everything's coming up towards you. It would provide a little bit better protection for that person that's sitting on you, for you, from that person sitting on your lap. The reason that I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I would assume that the child would have a mask on when they take these pictures.
And this
That's what I would assume.
This does fit snug up against your neck area in here. So, and then of course the shield is attached on the bottom. So rather than a shield that's on your forehead where the bottom is open, the top is open. So
I just have to see it. It just seems, I can't imagine any way of attaching it around your neck that wouldn't be like putting on a tie over your beard. It's going to.
Well, what I'd like to see is somebody make it with clear material, not something that's black or brown or blue or anything. If this part that's in front of you is clear, I don't have a problem with it, but I'd like to see it first.
Well, you guys can all check it out. Z Shields, you know, just look at it on the internet.
And
by the way, here's that ornament.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be using again, we don't even know if there's going to be a Christmas this year. We don't know if Santa's going to be there. We don't know if the shield is going to be an answer. The mask is going to be an answer.
Yeah.
If we don't get a vaccine, I'm out. I mean, I speak for nobody but myself, but if we don't have a scientifically reliable vaccine by Thanksgiving, I'm out. And this is a burden on my clients and my bookers and my agents and everything else right now, because that's as honest as I can be with. That's as that's as far as I can commit with them. And it's hard for them to tell their clients, we'll tell you at Thanksgiving whether you're going to have a Santa this year or not, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
No
And
vaccine,
take a
no
chance
Santa.
with your own health.
Well, with my mother-in-law's health, more than anything. If I do have to go out like that, then like Mary said, I'm going to have to stay somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, for myself and my home clients and possibly some of my corporate clients, I'm going to be doing virtual visits. Got a nice backdrop. You know, I can help anybody make their backdrops maybe look a little better. But that's in fact, I was just talking to one of my clients just this morning, you know, and they're kind of disappointed that Santa won't actually be there. But you know, you do a virtual visit and it's very personal. You get all the information ahead of time, you know, the kids' teachers or pets' names, you know, what they need to work on in school or at home. You know, they got that special present that's hidden in the closet, you know, I left you a little something when I was there. And, you know, you can make it, you know, very, very personal. And, you know, my main goal is to keep my regular clients, to keep them happy this year as best I can.
Well, my main goal is helping as many people as possible in the worst year ever on the best note possible. And I'll do whatever is sane and sound to help them toward that goal.
Yeah.
Rick, are you using OBS?
Say it again.
Are you using OBS?
What is that?
Then I guess you're not using it.
I'm not using it, no. I don't recognize the acronym. Is that a Beard product?
No, it's an open broadcast system, and it's supposed to make virtual better than what you see with Zoom and whatnot. You see the black stuff that's going on with me right now?
Yeah.
I don't have a blue screen behind me, but even when I have a blue screen, I still have this black thing going on. And OBS is supposed to have the software to make it so that that doesn't happen. So it looks more, and then you can put live virtual scenes behind you that have moving parts. And it looks like you're really in the room.
Wondering if I have that too. There's pretty good separation there. Plus I use a blue screen, and I actually use a sheet of blue to cover the items on my desk. I just use an extra blue cloth to cover everything that's hidden over there.
I'm having issues with that. I finally got my computer upgraded with a graphics card, but now I need to figure out how to set it up so that I get rid of this black stuff that's happening behind me. I don't know how to get rid of that.
And if I may, with OBS, having a lot of light on your backdrop, on your blue screen makes a big, big difference. Okay. And I don't know how many of you can see me here, but this is an actual cloth backdrop. And I've put Christmas lights behind it. And that gives it motion. And, this is, Santa's living room, I hung a couple of real stockings up here. So you guys can make something and have a few little props, at your desk and make it, very, very realistic. You got Santa's nice list with you, and you can make a really nice home visit that way.
Those twinkling lights are on your side of that screen or on the other side?
They're on the back side of the screen. This one's made out of it's a fleece material. So they're simply
Are they poked through it?
No, the lights just show through. You can the camera picks up the light really well.
Yeah. See, they're just taped onto the back.
Good job, man. And he has another one that he uses. He's got a flickering light to simulate a lantern that he uses.
Yeah, I don't have that on right now, but
yeah. Very impressive, though. Very impressive. Made it look, just that flickering light in that lantern made the entire backdrop look like a real room.
Yeah.
Where did you get the fleece background?
The company used to be called Angel Kiss Designs, but they, I think that if you still type in Angel Kiss Designs, that they come up. This is about $270 backdrop. It's a little bit expensive. It's 8 foot by 10 foot. But like a lot of things, it looks really, really good. Looks so much better than the vinyl backdrops. And we want to look good. We want it to be completely believable for the children and the adults.
Can you take the minutes down off?
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry. Was that fast enough, or would you like?
No, it was good.
And I might mention that those of you who are on Ed Taylor's the Santa Claus Conservatory or the Worldwide Santa Claus Network, that there's a discount code on his, for this company.
Right.
All right, well, we're going to leave the room open for as long as you want to, but it looks like Tim Marsh wants to add something to the minutes.
Not the minutes so much as the conversation, and that was the recent conversation. That was on Facebook, I ran into an interview with Steve Gillum. And one of the things I thought was very interesting was he had been playing with OBS and doing all that stuff. He'd been following Santa Ed. And what he commented on was, because he likes to use so many props and move around, he's not going with that at all. He has the space that he's just using a live room, and he's got his props behind him so he can move around and get them. It looked great. It was wonderful. I personally don't have the room to get away with that. I know, Bob, you talk all the time. Yours is set up in the garage. So, if you have the space, and then particularly if you're a Santa that uses a lot of props, you may want to think about, do you do a real back, are you in a studio, and do you have those props available to you, and do that? It really just kind of depends on what you do. I know I went all in this year with Jingle Ring. So
congratulations, by the way. A lot of people,
yeah.
I'm glad you made that team.
Yeah, I figured that this coming Christmas is my second, so I don't have a large list of clients I need to try and keep happy and do those things with. So I'm going to take that other opportunity and see where it goes.
I think Carrie made the team too, didn't you? Yes. Okay.
I'm trying.
Congratulations. Say it again, Dave.
I'm trying to.
Oh, yeah.
I submitted one audition. I thought I submitted the second one. It sounds like I submitted the first one the second time. So I need to submit the second one. I already did. And we'll see what happens. Tim, are you going to be using a backdrop with Jingle Ring?
If you do Jingle Ring, you have to use their format. So you're going to need your blue screen, and you're going to need some lighting. But basically, you're going to download their software, and you're going to operate in their environment, and it's going to provide your backdrop.
I thought they were providing you with a laptop.
No, that was originally what they were going to do.
Okay, all right.
The number that they found that they were going to need so many Santas that wasn't going to work. And so what they did is they took the money they were going to spend on laptops, and they offered a signing bonus for 100 talent, as they say, because there's Mrs. Clauses as well. And for people who committed to 200 hours or more and got their highest rating for performance, then they gave those 100 people a $500 signing bonus.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
So they're going to supply software instead of laptop then?
Correct.
Okay.
And they will supply technical support, but the backdrop behind you will be built into their software.
Okay.
So far, it looks like a really good deal, and part of the reason I did it was I've been looking at OBS and playing with it, and then there's a new update to OBS which changes a bunch of it. And OBS is so much more than I need that I just kind of went, you know what, I'm not dealing with it. I don't have enough time between now and the holidays. I don't have my own client list that's that big, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other and go that route.
So somebody counted the beans and decided it was cheaper to trust you guys with their proprietary software than sending computers out that they could control remotely.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they probably thought they were going to get away with 100, and they probably need far more than that.
Right now they're thinking 500, so they're still looking.
Yeah.
I thought they were being ambitious at 300, to be honest with you. We'll see how many finally wind up on screen.
Yeah.
Or how many hours you really get.
True. True.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, when was the last roster release?
I don't know, whatever the date is on the Facebook file, the most recent Facebook file. That's where the roster is posted publicly for the members, is on our social network. For just Facebook, just put in Forbes Santas in the search and it'll take you to the Forbes Santa social network. That's where the roster is posted publicly. You can get anybody can request a copy, of course, but whatever the most recent file date is, that's when we've updated it.
Is it a PDF that you can download?
It is a PDF, and I believe that there's also an Excel spreadsheet format in there. So just based on that reminder, I will update it ASAP. Thank you. And what's the other thing Bob and I need to do? Oh, Kircher, talk to Jackie about the background check extensions. Thank you.
Is Diva still on?
It looks almost like
She's up. Oh, no, she's not anymore. Okay.
Oh, you must have seen that post that she posted on Facebook about 10 days ago. You were probably quite a bit younger.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might
She
be
wasn't,
before-
though. She hasn't changed a day. She hasn't aged a day since we took that video.
Okay, well, the meeting still hasn't been adjourned.
Speaking as the secretary, I'm the only one that can't motion for the adjournment, but I would appreciate anybody who did.
I move that we adjourn.
I second the motion.
Motion
Mr. President? Okay. Call for the vote?
Motion carried. Thanks, one and all.
Okay.
Everyone
All
was
right.
involved.
We'll leave the room open as long as anybody's still here. Somebody remind my scrambled brain. What was it you just asked me for, Dave? What did you just remind me? Oh, roster update. Thank you. Yeah. Now you know why I need Diva.
Well, good to see everybody again, and you guys take care.
Bye-bye.
You do the same.
Bye, everyone.
Nice to see everybody.
Love you all. Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's really good to
I
see
put
you,
some
Chad.
links in the chat.
So until the next meeting, October 17th, I think Rick just put out.
These videos are always posted on Facebook, by the way. If you get the minutes, you can go to the link at the bottom and watch the video if you want to compare my notes to the actual reality. Tom Tingesdahl, nice profile photo, dude.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yep.
Was that one of our events?
Yeah, well, that's from San Diego.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was down there. That one was taken. Yeah.
And Reggie, I like your hat, man. I don't know what kind of how did the committee settle on that one? Oh, there he is. Okay.
I reached up for another one. This one fell off. So.
You know, for those of you who don't know, he drives a golf cart through his hat warehouse just before the meeting, and a committee accompanies him to choose from his 5,000 hat selection.
It only appears that way. Only appears that way.
Got some great hats. Bob, you're muted.
Yeah. Reggie, I left you a message. Give me a call.
Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kerry McElvey, you look like one of the guys from Easy Rider, dude.
I've been getting you.
You look. Most of us could do Santa or a saint or the leader of Cell Block C any day we wanted to. Just.
A lady the other day said I had a good disguise on.
I like your wings. I like the way you waxed your mustache right there. Looks like pilot's wings.
That's all I can do.
Celestial navigation license right there under your nose.
Oh, I have a
Rick,
question.
you forgot about all the parts you can play in almost any Shakespeare play.
Except Socrates, he ends badly. Don't take that role.
I know. I just took 4 inches off because it was either that or start being called ZZ Santa. Yeah.
You cut 4 inches of your beard?
I did.
I fought off a team of 9 heavily armed assassins who were trying to cut an inch off of my beard, and Diva and I successfully fought him off. So.
Yeah,
Clara, how are you? Look at Clara. She's looking so spectacular right now. Hi, Clara. We knew the brains of the outfit had to be there somewhere.
That's
Because he
funny.
was
You
online.
That's funny. You make the reference to ZZ Top. When I first started growing my beard, I told my beautician that I wasn't going for ZZ Top, but I just cannot cut it. So I take about an inch off every year and just let it keep.
Oh man, you guys are lying. I haven't cut this thing since 2005.
I went back to some old photos, found some ZZ Top old photos.
Yeah.
Their beards weren't always that long.
My brother and I went to Lake Havasu last year, and we're both wearing all red except for our ski vest and the actual color of the skis. And people were going, ZZ Top. It's like, no, it's Santa.
Well, one's richer, but one's better recognized.
I guess.
Frida, are you in Arizona now? You're muted. I didn't mean to put you on the techno spot, dear.
You can nod your head.
California.
California.
Oh, you're still in Cali. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Ted, it's so good to see you, my friend. We missed you last week. I'm sorry I left you in the waiting room for so long. Yeah, that's Ted Tardy. Oh, last month. I'm sorry. Not last week. Last month. Last meeting, I guess.
It just seems like last week because they're all.
Amen to that, man. Of course, nowadays every week seems 17 days long. So, man.
All right.
Well, it was so good to see everybody. I'm out of here.
Great to see you all.
Bye, guys. I guess that's my cue.
Diva.
Later for life.